Hey guys, today let's make super easy lemon cookies. It is perfectly citrusy and lightly crispy. So let's get started. To make the cookie dough, you're only gonna need 6 ingredients. And this is a shortbread cookie, so you can make it without eggs. When you make shortbread cookies, ensure that your butter is softened at room temperature for it to blend with other ingredients really well. So first, mix butter, powdered sugar, salt, and lemon zest together. You can also add salt later with flour, it doesn't really matter. And the lemon zest adds such amazing aroma and flavor. Zest only the yellow part and do not add the white part underneath it because it is pretty bitter. And mix until everything looks nice and smooth. There's no need to whip here. The more you whip, the lighter your cookies get, but they also expand more in the oven because of the air inside. So I recommend not whipping too much if you want to keep the nice clear shape. And add fresh lemon juice and mix until combined. And at the very end, add all the flour, which is all-purpose flour and cornstarch. Mix until evenly incorporated. So this dough gets really hard after being chilled in the fridge because of the lots of butter inside. So I like to roll it while it's soft at room temperature. And I like to sandwich the dough like this when I roll the dough instead of dusting flour on the counter surface because the cookies get more crunchy when you add more flour. I really like to keep the cookies lightly crispy. Today I spread it into about a 1/4 inch thickness. Try not to make it too thick because the dough spreads more in the oven when it's thicker. And when it's kind of difficult to roll the dough because it's slippery, lay a cloth underneath it so that the parchment paper is not going to move around. And this towel is a little bit too thick, so it's still kind of moved around. So I recommend using thinner towel with more rough texture. When I use regular cookie cutter, I like to chill the dough first, but when you are using traditional style cookie cutter like this, it'll be a lot easier to cut it while it's soft. Otherwise, the dough gets stuck in the cookie cutter oftentimes. But either way, I recommend chilling the dough for about 1 hour whenever you have a time. By doing that, the gluten's in flour gets rested and the cookies rise more evenly when you bake them in the oven. And today I'm making 2 shapes, one's with lemon shape and the others with regular circles. You can use any cookie cutters you like. You can correct the extra dough and repeat the same process. For this, I did not chill the dough back for another 1 hour. So later you will see the cookies look a little bit uneven and not so flat. I'm gonna show you that later. If you want, you can put it back in the fridge and come back, or bake them right away while the cookie dough is soft, and that's what I did this time. Bake just until the edges get lightly golden brown. Now, this lemon cookies taste amazing as is, but if you want to make it very citrusy, I highly recommend drizzling lemon icing on top. It just takes a minute to make it. Simply combine powdered sugar and lemon juice, and that's it. And drizzle it all over the cookies. So I left about 1/3 of the cookies without icing, just to have 2 versions. So if you want to ice all the cookies, I recommend making the double amount of the recipe. And move your hands really quick to draw nice straight lines. And I always tend to do this better when I don't overthink and do it roughly. And this is optional, but bake them in the oven with 300 Celsius for about a few minutes, just so that the icing gets dried a little bit faster. And that's it. The cookies are so lightly crispy, perfectly citrusy, and it is so easy to make. This is a perfect baked goods to serve for your family and friends whenever they want a little something. And I think you're going to love it if you love lemon desserts like me. So I hope you'll give it a try and let me know how you enjoyed it. Wrap the cookie dough tightly with plastic wrap, and you can store it in the fridge or freezer. And you can store the finished cookies either at room temperature or in the fridge. And for any type of crispy cookies, I always recommend adding silica gel in an airtight container, because that keeps the cookies perfectly crispy even in humid environment. So it's not a must, but I recommend it if you want to keep the perfect crispiness for longer days. Also check out my basic vanilla shortbread cookies. That one is equally delicious. And if you love lemon desserts like me, don't forget to check out other delicious lemon desserts as well. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy pastry 11, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.